Yep, that's the sun up. So I've come down, back up from the valley there where I camped last night, down at the little river, and then I'm following up through, well, this would be bog, but it's dry as a bone, as I say. Yeah, had a bit of drama filling my water bottles this morning as well because the Catadine filter had frozen. So it's got to take about an hour probably to fill a litre of water. So I've just went with the water bottle on its own. Right, I've got to get on back onto the Pennine Way path, which would come up for the town there and head up that way. So we're going to keep going on that way and head over, and we should get back onto the Pennine Way. But this shortcut, I mean, it's a shortcut, it's a cut across if you're not going down to the campsites. I tried that campsite half a dozen times, but it's another one that runs off of Facebook, and Facebook's brilliant for booking stuff and getting communications if you've got 4G, but out here there's a severe lack of 4G. It's really weird, you get 5G here, 4G here, but if you just try to go and use a normal phone, you've got nothing. Even if you've got 4 bars, it will not phone through. I just wonder now, does that mean that all phone lines are running over the internet now? Might be, don't know. Right, gonna crack on now. I've had breakfast, so I won't be stopping. Let's see if I can get the 10 before 10 in today, and get as close to Hawes as possible, because I really want to get in and get all the batteries charged again. They're all dead, everything is dead. It was really cold last night. Even the battery I've charged, I charged one of my charge packs before we left Gargrave. This is a proper frozen bog here. A bit weird, but there you go. Walked across it. Yeah, charged it up in Gargrave. It's dead. That was a complete charge. That's how cold it was last night. Inside the tent was frozen. It's normal, but you expect that with the kind of weather we're having now. I mean, the moon's out at about 1 o'clock. That gives you a fair indication. It's going to be a cold one. And there's not a cloud in the sky again today. I think I've got another 4 days of this. So I just need to get the batteries in, get them charged, and try and work out what I can do with them at night time probably. I don't really want to be sticking them inside sleeping bags and stuff. Right, so I keep heading down, cross country down into the wee valley a wee bit there, and pick up the path, and I think go way up to there is where I'm heading, and then further on up. Seems quite a gradual climb, not a steep one, which is not too bad. A big quarry over there. So is this the 3 peaks? That one there. Is it that one there? And there? I'm not too sure. But there's definitely a 3 peaks challenge around here. And maybe that one over there, actually. Looks about the same height. Right, so heading away up there. I know the wood's on the map there, so it is up that way. A few k's in now. Over there, what's its name? The viaduct over there. Can't remember the name of it now. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, it's warm. Yesterday when I was coming over between the two peaks going up to Pennine again, I was walking down the road. The road was blistering. There was little tar blisters popping coming up through the road. That's how warm it was. Just need to be a lot more mindful where we're going. But I think Hawes will be the next one. I'll stock up on a couple of bottles of water. There was water back there, Again, the cartadine, it just takes too long to process it through into the bottle. I think that filter on it is a bit done, to be honest. Well, we're going up here. It should hit an old Roman road, it says on the map, and then it's away, all the way up the feature, up and over and down into Hawes. Right, so that's down there, that's the Ribble Head Viaduct. You'll get the name eventually. I can't even see the screen on this camera to see if it's in focus or in. But yeah, but that's it down there. If we look back the way, that's Pennine Way up there. So basically, you've got the trees, the wood that's there, the high ground behind that. That's where I've come up and over this morning, round there, and then back up and up to here. And now it's onto the, I believe this is now the Roman road, and we follow that all the way up to the top to, let's get the right name of it, he thinks. Yeah, Ottershaw side, where is there a spot height? 10 end is a spot height, so up to 10 end is a spot height, and then it's down. Is that a little village in there? Ah, it's into Hawes, sorry, yeah. So roughly, yeah, about 12 k's to Hawes. So I'll try and get there by lunchtime, that'd be fantastic. Right, so this is 10 end. That's not the peak that we came over, Pennine, it's away over the other side of there. But that was the one to the left of the viaduct, so you're coming all the way around and up this way. Not a bad walk actually. Once you get up to the, I think the 468 height, I think it is, and then it's just like an undulating road that skirts round the side of the feature to here, then you'll come up this way. But it's called 10 end. It's got a couple of little, we would call lock-ins, marshy bits there, but nothing else. There's not even a spot height or nothing, but there you go. Right, so don't know what we've got here. Yeah, so I think we were going down that way to Hawes, I think it is. It's about 2.5 k away, but I think there is my next destination, up that hill there, which is the Great Scunner Fell, I think it is. You can see the path leads all the way up round and up to it, and then it's down into Thwaite, where I'll be pitching up for the night. Yeah, time to push on, get down into Hawes and get some rations and stuff, and get a pint to eat and a nice cold pint and some water. I definitely need water. This is definitely, it's not a concern, it's just starting to play into it a bit more with all the streams being dry around here. Everything is dry as a bone. Let's see if I can zoom in on the heat haze there. Don't think I can. I can't really see much of the screen, it's way too bright. Don't know if you can see the heat haze there, just listening across. Don't know what temperature it is. I don't trust my phone. It keeps coming out with utter nonsense. Yesterday when I was going up Pennine, it said it was 7 degrees. And we can see that. Absolute junk. I don't know if you can. 4 degrees it's saying, cloudy. Right, so I was too busy listening to my music. I completely forgot to stop up the top. Well, I flew the drone up the top of Scunner Fell, which is up there. You can't really see back down to the route that we've came up. The route down is, yeah, it's way down and round to the right there, and I'll be off to a campsite down in, I think that's Thwaite that's down there. Yeah, another hour to go. It's about 4 k's away to get down there. Oh dear. Yeah, the heat's starting to slow me down a wee bit. Running out of water again, not running out of water. I bought more water down in Hawes. Now I'm down to the last bottle. It's so hot, unbelievable. State my hat. Yeah, it's yucky salt, sweat marks on it now. But yeah, strange one, the weather. I was expecting the rain and the wind to play the biggest part, not the heat, not the sun. Right, I'm going to get scooted down here. I don't think there's a pub around like that down the bottom there, but if there's a shower, I am in great need of one. Let's just say that. Pretty though. Pretty coming up there. It's a long old walk up to, what was it called? Scunner. Was it Scunner? I can't remember now. Yeah, it's a long old walk up to there. It's just a slow incline once you get up for about 4 miles. And it gets you to the top. And then, if I believe I can see it over there, I think tomorrow is the way up, if I'm guessing. Up through there to through Keld, which is one of the crossover points for the coast to coast that we did. Me and Sandy camped up there and got absolutely frozen. The inside of the tent was a sheet of ice. It's no word of a lie. But that was when we were doing the coast to coast. But if you do the coast and coast in November, what do you expect? Right, gonna get down there, which I think's a way up that way and down. Right, got a busy morning this morning. Well, left at Thwaite. I've come all the way up. I think the hills in the background is Scunner Fell, where we came down the day before. I've come all the way across here. I'm going to say I have Paul there, who's one of my subscribers, who met us in Thwaite last night. And we pitched up and then went to the pub. So we're an hour behind today. We met another lad in there, John. He was what do you call it, a path survey chap, volunteer. Goes around looking at all the gates, paths and stuff all the way around the Pennine Trail and grading them so they can be fixed. But a good night was had by all. I think we got back to the camp just after 12. Let's say worse for wear, but I'm struggling this morning. I am not going to lie, absolutely struggling. But it's good to be fair, it's good to have Paul on this one because my left foot is giving me so much jip. It's nice to have somebody driving us on. I did with my foot like this. I've went from 4k an hour down to 3. But we're heading up that way anyway to the country's highest pub, I believe. Highest pub, not remotest, highest. And hopefully we're going to get some lunch there before we push on to Ribbleton and Teesdale, I think. Some Teesdale anyway, and camp up there in the campsite again, and that's going to put me a wee bit in front again. So I'm in a hotel tomorrow to get all my batteries charged and have a wee look at this wee foot, give it a bit of a rest. The weather has turned quite a bit. Sun's trying to get through, but it is chilly, and I mean really chilly. Met a few groups of the Duke of Edinburgh going over as well, which is great to see. Right, must get on and get up this hill. That's the world famous Tan Hill, which is 1,000 feet above sea level. Was it 1,732 feet above sea level, making it the highest pub. Righty, we've just left Yorkshire. And is it County Durham?
County Durham.
County Durham. Yeah. Lovely. Right, guys, this is Paul. Paul's one of my many subscribers.
Yes.
He's joined us on the trail, and he's absolutely helping me out here because I'm struggling to do this day, but it's great. Where are you from again, Paul? Wales, isn't it?
Well, originally from Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, oh that's right, Yorkshire.
But after many years of being all over the place, I now live in Snowdonia. I'm a retired British international mountain leader. That's taken me all over the world, which has been absolutely fantastic.
I'm learning stuff.
And in the recent past, I've been subscribing to Al's site, Grey Hikes. So please give him a like and a subscribe. That would be really good. And he posted that he was going to be doing this, and if anybody wanted to join him, then they could. So I did, and I'm here.
And thank God he did.
And we're doing it.
And thank God he did. So I'm struggling. Yeah, it's great to be on it though, isn't it? It's great to be on it. Right, we best push on then.
Yes.
A bit of sun trying to peek out there, but yeah, way over there, and down, and up and down. Yeah, there's a lot of moorland here. Over there, it doesn't look too promising. It does look like it's either really haze or rain. But this is Northumbria, so we get head up here, and I think we go over the next rise. There's another hill, and over that one, over the next one again, and there's a reservoir, not a reservoir, nature reserve. I'll get this right. Yeah, a nature reserve. So we'll not be camping there either. So we need to push through. There's blue sky over there now. It was forecasted it was going to clear up. Yeah, just need to keep going. Poor Paul, he's walking all the way back tomorrow for wherever we stop. But yeah, been great having him on this wee wander. Somebody, very like-minded, loves outdoors. He's got a lot of experience and a lot of local knowledge, which has been pretty amazing. The stuff that he's been telling me as we've been walking around, like a tour guide. Oh, he's in amongst all the sheep. I don't know what they're doing there. They're following him. Yeah, so this is a little pit stop. It's run by Claire and her family who live in the adjacent farm. The farm used to, back I think in 2019, it used to have a bunkhouse in it where you could pay to sleep on like bunk beds. It's no longer there, it's gone now. It's now residential property. But Claire has set this up. I think it was her mum, she told us, that initially put it in. Now, there's no prices for anything here. What you do is you help yourself and you leave a donation in the cash box, which is absolutely fantastic for people just to do this for hikers is amazing. It's quite a kind thing to do. Good morning. Don't ask me what day this is. So it's Thursday, Wednesday. So I've really been on the trail for 8 days now. and I've had one rest day. So yeah, 7 days on the trail. Excuse the light going there. It's Thursday morning. At the moment I'm heading over to Ribbleton and Teesdale, where I've got a little bed and breakfast booked. Get in there, get some admin done, get one set of my clothing sort of washed, and get the batteries all charged. I've also got my food parcel there, which again I'll be sending straight back. There's nothing that I need in it. I'm still carrying 5 days of food in my back there. For the simple fact is I had to change the routine that I was doing, so it was stopping off in places I wasn't intending to stop off. I was trying to push through, but yeah, it's now campsites all the way, which actually it's making it a bit more enjoyable. I do like wild camping. I've done a couple of nights wild camping, but getting into a campsite and being able to use the facilities is far better. When you're doing this hike, definitely you got a flat bit of ground, and you're not waking up with any sore bits in the morning. Yeah, haven't really done much to the camera, so I'll try and catch up now. So I think, yeah, I haven't done any updates at night time either. So when I came over from Penny Ghent, I did a wild camp that night. I found a cracking spot, and I mean it was an absolute cracking spot. That's a place to go to. The little river that was there, and there was some really nice flat pitches as well you could go onto. Reception was a bit wishy-washy on the old phone though. It would drop out and in, but it's not all about that. But you should have some sort of form of communication if you're wild camping on your own anyway. But yeah, went from there. Where did I head up to? Yeah, it was up. Yeah, basically up the hill to, what was the name of the place? Oh no, it was up and over to Hawes. That's where I went. That's where it was. Yeah, Hawes. The climb up the old Roman road, and there wasn't really a feature at the top. I thought there was going to be a feature. It was called something, but I don't know what it was. But it's there was nothing there. There wasn't even a trig point or anything. But anyway, got up to there and down to Hawes. Stopped off in Hawes and had a bad lunch. And to be fair, that place was busy. Never seen a place like it in my life. There was queues everywhere. You had to queue to get into the pub to place your order. There was queues at the chip shop. I think it's got I think it has is it Wensleydale sort of factory there, and a lot of tourists do looks at. But yeah, it was an interesting place, but didn't really have time. But I did stay there for about an hour and a half actually, just watching the world go by. And then it was left there and then pushed up through is it Scunner Fell. Now that was emotional. It's a very, very, very long, I think, in fact both parts of that, going up to Hawes and going up to Scunner Fell, yeah, you're talking about 12 kilometres of a slow incline. It's like never ending. At Scunner Fell, you get to the top of there, it's got the little crisscross sort of not monument but wall that you can take shelter from. Got to there and I was only going as far as Fleet, and then it was into the campsite there. But my goodness, coming down from Scunner Fell, that path is not fantastic. It was quite horrendous, and I did end eventually I overstretched my left foot, and it's painful across the top, and that sort of slowed me down yesterday quite a bit. Slowed me down walking wise, but it slowed me down gibbering to the camera and stuff like that. But again, most of that was meeting up with Paul, one of my subscribers, and going across the fells with him. I've just listened to all his stories because he is a Yorkshire lad, and he knows an awful lot about this area, a hell of a lot, and it was really interesting. And his wildlife stuff, yeah, brilliant. It's like having a wee tour guide. It was really good, really good. It was awfully kind of him to come all the way from Wales to walk this little bit with us. So he's walking back now, the way we came, and he's heading back to, I think he's going to stay with his sister for a bit, and then he's heading back to Wales again. But it was really kind of him to come down and actually do the bit of walking with us. I would have struggled yesterday with this little niggle that I've got, but yeah, he sort of dragged me through it, let's just say that. I'm not getting into any light there, the sun's right behind me, which ain't great. Right, what way am I going here? Which way am I going? Yeah, so left Thwaite and then headed up through Keld, I think it's the other place. Yeah, Pennine Way is this way. Yeah, through Keld. Then that was a slow walk up to the highest pub, that Tan Hill pub. So we're up there, they weren't serving. And to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't recommend them for a meal. Especially the prices they're charging. Scampi and chips, £18, and it was the day before's chips. And they can't lie, it was the day before's chips. They were absolutely cremated and they tasted old, sort of thing. They forgot my peas, they brought my peas through it and they were stone cold as well. Yeah, not great service in there, and very expensive. And I'm not going to say that the atmosphere was bad, but certainly the lady behind the bar reminded us 3 times while we were there that they weren't serving to 12 o'clock, which I didn't feel there was a need to do that. You told us once, but yeah, there you go. But I could not recommend Tan Hill, and yeah, it's not wasn't a good experience. Morning. I do believe this is day 8 on the Pennine Way. Yesterday, come up and over. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, Tan Hill. After I come over Tan Hill and pitching up at the little farm, it's got the tuck shock. I headed down here. Basically, had a hotel booked to charge all my batteries up and collect my my food parcel, which I've done, and that's in Ribbleton and Teesdale, which is back there. Lovely little place, absolutely lovely little place. When I got to the hotel, I couldn't actually get into 3 o'clock, which was a wee bit disappointing. So I went to the local park in the middle and sat on a bench and promptly fell asleep in the sun. It was really nice. Yeah, so today we basically handrailing the river Tees and heading down to Low Force Falls and then High Force Falls, I think it is, are two of the features, and then there's another set of falls further on. It's a nice, looks on the map like a nice little walk, to be honest, which I'm quite glad about. Yeah, it looks like a nice little walk, which I'm really glad about, because my left leg is just not playing up. I got hardly any sleep last night, and it's because of this. The height of the stepping stones that you're having to negotiate going over these walls, they're overextending my leg. Which I've said before, I'm 6 foot, but I'm one of these long-bodied type person with short legs. And I definitely have overstretched my left. It's either my knee and my foot. I've done something on the way down from Scunner Hill. It definitely hurt. In fact, when I did it, I thought immediately sandy. I thought, oh no, I've done a sandy here. I've pinged my kneecap out or something. But yeah, it kept me awake last night. So first time in the trip, I've popped ibuprofen today. Hopefully that will sort it out, but it's not at the moment. So I might actually stop and relace the boots up and see if I can make it any better that way. But this path, yeah, it's supposed to be quite good, nice and flat, and a nice walk, everybody tells me. So I should stop at Dufton tonight. Got to take it nice and easy. As I said, there's no 10 before 10 today. Fences. Yeah, no 10 before 10 or 20 before 12. That ain't happening. Just a nice wee toddle down the riverside. Now that is as close as you'll get to, I'd say, the side of Loch Lomond. Walking around here, I mean, I don't think it's about 500 metres, but it takes a wee while. Got to be quite sure-footed on there. Good morning. It is a very early morning. Sun's just starting to come over the hills there. Right, so this is day 8. Day 8? Yeah, I think it's day 8. So this is from Dufftown to Alston. Look at that place. An old sort of coach house, by the looks at it. Yeah, to Alston. It's another, I think it's about 19 mile, I think. The next village is 15 mile away. I don't know if it has any sort of facilities, so I thought leave early anyway and see if I can get up there kind of sharpishly. Now today is quite a bit of climbing. Yeah, today is quite a bit of elevation. I've sort of paired up with a lady who's on day 5. She's fairly motoring, let's just say that, and she'll probably catch me up and go past me at some point. She managed to book us in because she went past us, booked us into the campsite last night, which was quite good. Got another shower and a nice pub meal. I'm trying to see if I can see. You can see the golf ball up there, up on the top of the hill. That's where we're heading, but I can't. Oh yeah, you can see it. Quite dark in here. Let's drop the exposure a bit. If you can zoom in, actually. Yeah, where is it? It's there. It's up there. That's one of the first hills that we'll be heading to. Yeah, that's going to take me a good couple of hours. I'm going to stop for breakfast once I get about 10 k's in, and then from there you're up over another feature as well. It's another, like a lot of the sections on the Pennine Way. There's a lot of very long, drawn out elevation sort of hikes. I mean, some of the hills you go up, it's like 14k getting up there, which is unbelievable. You know you're going uphill, and you feel yourself going uphill, but it just goes on and on and on. Yeah, last night, full moon, absolutely nuts with the condensation. I mean, it was really bad. It was just dripping. And then my Thermarest has now given up the chase. I think the valve is leaking, so I had to blow that up 3 or 4 times through the night. You just sink right down, you can feel the cold on your back, because obviously I've got the quilt with me, which is not great. But I'll have a look at that when I get to my next stop. If I get in the campsite, I'll just stick it under the tap or into the sink to see where the air's actually coming from, and then we'll go for there. I've got the repair kit with it, just in case. But yeah, it's a wee bit disappointing that it's given up now. With how many days have I got left? 5 days left, 4 days, something like that. Yeah, but other than that, everything's fine. So tickety boo, as they would say, tickety boo. Yesterday's route was it's basically you hang a left and go across for. The only reason I can think is the live firing ranges is the reason that you go that way. But it's just like a massive sort of dog leg to the left hand side. Now you're back to heading north. I think you went north a tiny little bit, a few miles, and then cut straight across to Dufftown. Maybe it's to walk past all the waterfalls and stuff, which, if I'm being honest, yesterday's walk was probably with views and stuff like that and things to look at, was probably one of the best on the trail, to be fair. Tons of waterfalls, and then you've got the great big gully, can't remember its name again. You got up there, absolutely ruined though when I got there by people who just don't get the countryside. You're not in a pub, you're not in the high street, you're not in your front living room. Keep your voices down, you're so noisy. I'm standing there about 30 metres away from them. They're talking straight into the gully, and you can hear everything they were talking about and everything they were saying. Plus they dumped all their kit at one point and they were sitting at another point, which you people come up trying to take photographs, and you've got a backpack lying all strewn and open. There was another couple that was up there, yet again, you can swear all you want, but for goodness sake, it's not every second word. So you couldn't really video anything because of the language and stuff. I'm going to have to, when I get back, is like edit over it with wind. But I wasn't the only one that felt that way. There was 2 other walkers they're doing the Pennine Way. They were the same. The girl who's coming behind us, she said I didn't even hang about because of them. That's bad. You get put off just by the behaviours of some people when they're up there. Just be quiet, just enjoy the view. That's, the solitude and stuff. But again, on this hike, you don't get any sort of feeling of solitude. I bumped into a fellow YouTuber. I see him come up going, he's a YouTuber, because the camera's hanging off him everywhere, and it was a Geordie wild camper. So I ended up stopping there and having a chat with him for a good 45 minutes. Lovely lad. I do genuinely watch his channel. He's really good. He was going up spending the night, and he's Helleberg Una, I think he said he had. 4th time he's owned the tent. That's a tent problem. That is a tent problem. Right, that's my little stories of the day. I think it's about 19 miles got to do, and it's all sort of elevation. So I might as well put all this away and get the head down and get on with it. Righty, only came 4 k's, it's absolutely boiling. Feels like I've climbed a mountain already. But, Dufftown is just down the back there, or might be there actually. Is it? No, it's down the back there, you can't actually see it. And of course the golf ball is up there. That's where we're heading, and we're going via, I think it's is it Great Dun Fell? Let me have a wee look here. I'm giving people wrong information. It is, no, that's the Heights, which is up there. That's where I'm going to stop and have breakfast, and where the you can see the golf ball now is Great Dun Fell. So it's a loop all the way around up to there. Oh dear. Great Dun Fell is at 848 metres, and I think you go higher. I think we do go higher through the day. 892, yeah, up to Crossfell, which I think must be that over there. Yeah, it's a fair old one. It's a nice wee breeze blowing. Every river is dry. There's not one bit of water up here, but luckily I've managed to bring the old extra water bottle this time as well. Yeah, fair old wee climb, but it's actually, I'm enjoying this better because it's on the old moorland sort of grass type stuff. So that's just looking back on Little Dun Fell, which is the first little feature, and the one with the radar dish at the top is Great Dun Fell, and we're heading up all the way up to Crossfell at the top, and then swing round to I think it's Greg's Hut, which is a shelter that's up there apparently, and then it's heading down the way. But that is kind of see way in the distance there, that the reservoir was the waterfall that we come up yesterday, so we've come all the way around, so all the way around there, down here, and then up and round and up to here. Yeah, it's a massive big loop. But the sun's out, can't complain. Oh well, it's going away now. Right, head on up. That's Greg's hut. It's a bothy, and not a bad one at all actually. Looks like it's a lot of work done to it recently.